Yo, what's up TGM? And welcome back to another one of my fitness videos. So, in today's video, I'm basically going to be teaching you guys about cardio, and I'm going to be teaching you guys some more bag work, basically kind of speed bagging it. So, of course, without further ado, I ain't going to hold y'all long. I'm just going to teach y'all a little something. Hey, so first we got this weight right here. I'm gonna teach you guys sometimes when they do this weight. I'm gonna back up a little bit more so you guys can see me. First we're gonna start off with basically like cardio in general. So first things first, I use this, and sometimes this is like a wrestling practice or something I do because I do BJJ, right? So I do this and I kind of take this all the way back and over my head and go all the way on the back of my head and do that. Then I come back around on the other side and do the same thing, and I do that for a few reps. You can do it fast, you can do it slow, and of course this is like a 25 iron plate. You guys can go lower if need be. You guys kind of want to do it like this, and of course you guys go side to side, also like this. This helps improve your form too, by the way, and lifting something heavier in technique, doing it slowly can improve your agility too. Same thing with Muay Thai, same thing for practicing punches like this, same thing for going up and going down. So, same thing for doing that. Let's say if I was doing Muay Thai, so it'd be this, boom, so boom, 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 boom. Or I'm gonna step back and twist my foot while I'm going for a hook. So it's just little stuff like that. Of course, normal cardio is going to be, running. Most of your cardio is going to consist of you just training. Anyways, if I'm doing BJJ, my cardio would consist of me rolling around on the mat and getting my practice in. Of course, now most of your stuff happens outside the gym because you have to work on your muscles to get stronger. You're not going to be doing most of that inside there. You're going to be working on your technique and everything. So going over here to the bag, right? So what you guys can do is the same thing. This will work on your cardio too. This is where most of your cardio is going to be worked. So up here, it's just going on the bag and doing normal things. Of course, I'm gonna go more into detail in this video about bag work. You kind of guys, you can do a minute. The longer you can last, the longer you go. Eventually upping it to 2 minutes. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to practice. Let's say I want to practice my kicks, right? So, let's say I want to practice my kicks for bag work, right? So, of course, just a normal standard kick, right? So, my foot is already going to be stepped out, so I can already come in and kind of use my hips too. So, then I retract back. You can add a chicken here just like last time. Of course, you want to add the body right here, or you guys want to practice your low kicks, you will go right here. Of course, you can already have that foot stepped out, and you guys want to come in, swing your body, and twist your hips, because that's where Muay Thai special. That's what we're going to be specializing in. Of course, it's low kicks. So of course, if you want to go full power in your kick, it's already stepped out. You guys can come up. So you can kind of rather see my feet. So you guys can come up like this. Step out and then do that. Of course, you want to twist your hips and everything. So, still don't think you guys can see my feet. Can you guys see my feet? I don't know. Yeah, okay, that's better. So, right here. Because you guys want to be right here. Of course, you step out, twist your hips too. Get back into form. You can walk it back, step back out, and hit it again. Boom. You continue to walk, step out. You guys always want to step your kicks out like this and then come in, because you guys, like I said in my last video, you guys want to generate enough power. If you step in, you're going to push your opponent. If you step out, you're going to generate more power. So for flexibility, I'm going to be teaching you guys some simple light stretches. So we have this stretch, the one that I'm familiar with half the time. I do this stretch. You can do this stretch for a good 30 seconds, then take a little break, then 30 seconds on this leg again. I try to aim for like a minute, but you don't want to do a minute in one set. you want to get your leg time to rest. And then you can kind of turn it out like this, and you can stretch your hamstrings right above your leg right here, and do that for a good 2 sets of 30 seconds. And then for the other one, you can do the same thing. You come right here, stretch it out just like this, turn it out, stretch your hamstrings about right here. Make sure when you turn your foot out, make sure you turn the ball of your foot. Make sure you're actually turning your foot all the way out, and make sure you're leaning your back in enough so you can feel that hamstring stretch. What you guys can also do is, I call this the pigeon stretch. I'm starting to call this, I call this the S-mount stretch. So what it is, it's basically getting in a position of like a pigeon or something like that, right? So we'll basically do it like this. So put your leg in front of you, whichever leg you're using first. Put this leg in front of you, whether it be your right leg or your left leg. And I want you guys to kind of curl your back leg in like an S. Well, see, what we call this in BJJ is like an S mount. And then what you guys can do is kind of lean on that front leg, lean and lean until you guys can feel that stretch. And of course, you guys can kind of scoot it up like this to feel more of it. You guys can kind of lean up. So you do the same thing with the other side. And then just lean. And you guys can also kind of lift yourself up off the ground, and you can feel it in your hips. This is a hip stretch too. So another thing with that, I'm gonna teach you guys basically lunges, because lunges will help massively. So these right here, these will help massively, especially if you're wrestling too, because you want to shoot, and you come out just like that. You want the heel toe touch, right? So you want to come out. This can also be a stretch too. Stretch more of your hamstrings too, more of it right here, like your calf. So you guys want to come in and stretch just like this. Front foot first. You guys can lean on that back leg and your quads. And of course, you can switch stances and go to right here, stretching more of your hamstrings too, and your calves right here. That's for your legs. I'm gonna show you guys how to stretch your arms too. So I usually use a resistance band. You guys can use light weights if you want to. So I use light weights right here. So you guys can warm up by doing jabs, something like this. So you guys can warm up. Of course, now we can do some arm scissors. You can go for about 30 seconds. Just really stretching your shoulders, because your shoulders and your hips are going to be super important. The most important thing you're going to need for everything is hip mobility. You can do some arm circles. You want to really unlock your shoulders, mostly your hips, because you're mostly going to be using your hips for every single thing you're going to do. Go back to arm scissors. We can go one arm circle to really focus on one point. So we can lean all the way back. We can do the other one. Of course, each session can be done about 2 sets of 30 seconds. The better you get, you can switch to a harder stretch. And of course, if you're not familiar with the stretches yet, you guys can just do 1 set of 30 seconds till you get better. You can up the time to at least 40 seconds. That's what I would do. And then, of course, as you get better and better, go to a different variation of the stretch that is harder. So now, again, for your arms, you can also do this with the weight I just taught you guys about, right? This can also warm yourself up too. You guys can do these for a few times. And this also helps with technique too. Let me show you guys something. You can also practice your hooks and everything with this. You can get into a boxing form. So let's say I'm about to throw a hook. Say I'm about to throw something, right? So I can get into that exact position. Let's say I'm holding the weight in that exact position, right? I'm about to throw a hook. So it's just like this. Of course, you keep your arm up all the time because you never know what your opponent can throw out. So I'm about to throw a hook. right there. I have the weight in my hand and I'm doing this. And I'm turning my hips out. And what that's going to do is help me with the weight of something. That's actually kind of hitting it back. Same thing on the other one. And like I said, you can mimic jabs too. Just like this, going in and out, in and out. What I'm mostly trying to teach you guys is basically mimicking the motions, but with weight to them. So when you actually get there, your body will be so accustomed to the weight, it'll basically be just throwing things. You ever seen a wrestler throw a dummy around all the time, and when they get better, they go up in weight, slamming the dummy over and over again, practicing technique. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys. So with that being said, of course, strength training, you guys can continue to do your regular strength training. You guys really want to utilize like compound exercises, especially if you guys don't have a lot of time on your hands. You can utilize compound exercises. Make sure you guys really continue to do squats, benches, deadlifts, and rows. What you guys mostly want to focus on too is more over on technique, because you don't want your body to be stiff from weightlifting all the time. You want to mostly focus on hips, and bag work, and more bag work. A lot of bag work. Like I said in my last video, I just kept saying bag work. That's what everything is. Depending on what you want to do, you just want to continue to drive your technique in there, continue to get stronger and stronger, and focus more on your technique. Because you can't utilize your technique and see these techniques and you can't execute them because you don't have the right amount of strength to execute them, right? That's why we focus on technique more over again and again and again. So when that technique is finally perfected, we have the strength to continue to use that technique over and over again. Some techniques does gas us out. So that's why we continue to focus on that Z technique. So just like kicks, step out, check. Step out, check. And see, even I'm wrong right here. You're supposed to hit with your shin, like about the bottom of the shin, about right there. You guys can't see that. About right there. You guys, of course, want to step out, boom. And you want to turn your hips. What I have a problem with is when I keep looking at the bag instead of basically doing this. And then you want to step out, boom, turn your hips, boom. Because you want to drive everything in there. You guys can twist the ball of your foot when you're also coming in too. It's basically like this. I'm gonna show you guys, but you guys can't see my feet. Right? So basically, twisting on the ball of your foot. So this is how this is gonna go. Step up, about right here. Step out. As soon as you lift this foot up, bring this foot up right here up. This foot right here that I'm gonna be leaning off of. Bring this up into like a heel, into the heel of your foot, and you'll basically be twisting out like this. You'll basically be twisting on the heel of your foot. So it'll basically be like this. Step out. It'll be better if I had shorts on. So again, step out, twist. What you guys really want to do is really focus to a point where envision your opponent, right? So we go check, step out, twist on the ball of my foot. So I want you guys to imagine like a swinging baseball bat. I want you to fully execute that swing. That's what I guys want you to do with your kids. Just fully execute the swing. So of course, keep everything tight. Step out, twist on the ball of your foot, swing like a baseball bat. That'd be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this guide was like informative to some people at least. Hopefully I helped somebody out with this. So because technically this is what you really want to do. If you guys really want to focus on your technique, strength wise too, everything happens out the gym, right? So thank you guys for watching so much. Of course, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, go check out my Instagram, go check out my TikTok. I'll update you guys there, post my guitar clips on my TikTok. We're trying to reach 350 subscribers right now, and right now we're at 334. So ultimate goal is 1,000 subscribers. Of course, that'll be the end of the video, guys. JV is out. Peace.